Previously on You Grow.
Right, no, actually, maybe I could tell you a bit about it. So, if you follow the video up till now, good on you. So, don't put anything in the comment, please, because I don't want people to be spoiled by the surprise. But it's so super exciting, so let me tell you. So, in the coming weeks, I Okay, I have to agree. It wasn't particularly nice of me to do this to you. I'm really sorry, but it was well worth the short wait. I don't want to keep you hanging for too long. By the way, if you got that reference from The Soprano, good on you. I like you particularly, but I like you all anyway. So, anyway, what's the big announcement? Well, if you look over my shoulder, you can see that I'm at the allotment, but you also have a different view from the plot to the clubhouse there behind me. Well, the reason is this is my new plot. All this space here, all the way to here, is the new plot. So I'm really lucky. The plot is very tidy. The previous owner, Chris, has been lovely and spent a lot of time weeding. He's not taken much away from the plot, but he's cleared out basically all the, like there was some brassica, overwintered brassica and things like that, and he's cleared all that. But let me give you a closer look. Right, so before I give you a full tour of the plot, I'll give you a quick look at right over there. This is the main entrance. You might be able to see right behind this greenhouse, the one that you see the roof there, right there. That's Tony's plot, so that's plot 11 up there, and this is now plot 14. In a couple of days, I will have an allotment tour video coming, which is actually filmed and edited already and ready to go. I've just not found the right time to put it out. I was hoping to get it out before, but I also got my plot a bit sooner than I expected. It's a 3/4 plot, so it's not as big as Tony's plot, although it does look quite big if you've seen this wide shot, and I'll show you in a minute. But give or take, it's about 14 meter from the entrance to the back and 10 meter in width. So it's a really good size plot, for me anyway. And yeah, quite a nice, fairly blank canvas to work from. But let's turn the camera and I'll give you a proper tour. So as you walk to the plot of a CEO, notice straight away this massive rhubarb. I know I'm not gonna have many friends on this one, but I will actually split this one probably in two, or keep just a small clump for myself, and then the rest will go to the neighbor, because I'm the only one that kind of like rhubarb. I'm not a huge fan of rhubarb, but no one else in the house like rhubarb, so there's no point to have a rhubarb in here. And then there's a few plants. There's some laurel there at the front, some fritillaria there, there's some aquilegia over there. I'm not exactly sure what those ones are meant to be, and then there's 4 lovely azalea there. Then I need to double check, but I've got some more plants there at the back. I've got a hebe here, which unfortunately will also be going, because I just don't like hebes. I just find them too messy. I mean, it's just too messy. So I'll find something else to put in its place, but this one will definitely be going. So I've got one access over there. I've got one access over here. And if I really wanted to, I've got one access there. Water is right up there, so that's perfect. This is the boundaries of the plot right here, and at the back of this, and pretty much to the clubhouse. Let me take you on the plot anyway. So as you can see, the main issue in here is obviously trees in here, and a lot of leaves that gather over. So it's just, I mean, it's a problem without being a problem. It's a problem because it's going to mean having to clear this out and just constantly rake it off so it doesn't just choke and get all soaking on the plants that will be growing on things that are growing in there. But at the same time, that gives me a chance to do a proper leaf mold. So I'm thinking that I might have a leaf mold cage in here and just try to put all the oak leaves, it's oaks in here, so put the oak leaves in there and just try to make my own leaf mold. So that's a problem without being a problem. So over here, the couple of raised planters, but they are, this one's okay-ish, this one is definitely needing some attention. And then this area, I'm not exactly sure if it was like a wee seating area or some like that. I'm not exactly sure, but I mean, it's falling apart again. Some more of those bricks, just like the other plots. It's just they've got something with bricks in here. I don't know if it's all plots, all allotments that are like that, but those old bricks are they're everywhere in here. So I've got this shed base in here, which is made for a 8x6 shed. Obviously a couple of steps. You've got central line, it's concreted, although it's falling apart a bit, but concreted, and then space on the other side, which is just, although there's gravel for drainage, it's direct soil down here. And then there's another bed in here, again more bricks, couple more rhubarb, looks like rhubarb, and the name keep escaping me for those ones, but there's a couple there, and I'm pretty sure there's one over somewhere. I've lost there, right there. There's one over there. Now the issue I have here, it's not really an issue, but hear me out, is obviously there's no greenhouse. The greenhouse is gone. They have funding to replace, after this storm, to replace the greenhouses in here, but I'm not exactly sure when they will be coming, and I'm not exactly sure because they've got so many to replace and just a limited amount of money. I don't think that they will be able to replace them with proper sturdy one like the one I've got at home or the one on Tony's plot. So it's going to be more like the slightly more flimsy one, which unfortunately risk of being blown again. So the thing is, I've been offered a couple of weeks ago, knowing that I was getting this plot as well, a couple of weeks ago I've been offered 2 greenhouses at the, so obviously you know that I'm also involved with a community garden, and during the storm we've lost our greenhouse as well there, so I will use one of those there, but I could use the other one in here. The issue I have, this base is 8x6. The greenhouse that I have, and that's what I'm saying, it's not really an issue as such, but it's still gonna be a bit of an issue for me, is it's 10.5 by 13 foot, or 13 I think, 10.5 by 13, so give or take 3 meter by 3.3 meter I think by 4 meter. So it's much bigger, much bigger. So I've worked it out that this base is actually slightly over 10.5 in depth. So I can use that as my width, basically, or in length and width, whatever you want to call it. But it's from the front to the back, it's just over 10.5. So I wouldn't have the greenhouse facing, you can see the steps here, facing this way, but I would have the greenhouse facing either this way or that way. My preference would be that way, so not towards the clubhouse and the shared path, but towards so having basically the back of the greenhouse towards the greenhouse. I just need to build an extension to that base here. So I was talking to the plot neighbor, who's the greenhouse building guru in here, and he just told me to grab, there's just up there, they have a big base and they've got some monoblocks sitting there that are not being used, so he's like, help yourself. So I'm not gonna have enough, but I can certainly get a few of them, and I would just need to buy a few more. That means getting rid of those bricks in here, some more bricks, hooray, and then make a trench. So it's not an awful lot of work, but also it's given me a massive greenhouse. It's absolutely huge, this greenhouse. Obviously it's double door and I've got all the staging and everything with it. The only issue with it is I think it's 2 or 3 glass panels are broken, so I would need to get them replaced, and they're not like the one we've got in here, you know, those small panels that just clip together. It's like full height ones, so I would just need to go to a glazing company and get them made to size. God knows how much it's going to cost me, but certainly not as much as a brand new greenhouse. So as I've mentioned, the previous owner has been absolutely amazing and weeded most of the place. There's obviously a few more weeds that came through over time, but pretty much everything has been weeded and it's fairly tidy. There's still a few broken glass that I need to pick up and all that. But I just really came today to take all the measurements, which I've done already. And I will do a sketch at home and just work on this and try to work the layout of this, although the layout is actually quite good in here. I just need to work out the exact size and make sure that I have a third of this plot that is flower. That's basically what I need, and after that it's just a clean canvas. Right, so we are back on this side and I will show you through the other entrance. So we came in from the compost bin that way, so we're going to come in this way just now. So this is where the rhubarb is, the azalea. So I think that was a bit of a flower bed in here, so I might actually keep it that way, or I could take that off and just make a whole bed. So the idea in here will be, obviously I will keep this space just now as it is, and we'll see what's underneath and how. So obviously you can see there's membrane in here, but I'm not exactly sure what's under there or whatever, so I'll work this out, and then this area will most likely be obviously compost, and then more flower to make sure I make up to a third. So right in here, obviously I'm going to try to avoid using that path because I'm not exactly sure I want to go through a manhole, but there's this bit in here which obviously is mine as well, and I believe that was meant to be a shared path, but since there's this one in here and I'm going to have the greenhouse there, I could potentially use that space as well, to the boundaries. Obviously there's obviously a good few things to pick up and tidy. There's broken glass in places, there's loads of pots and bits and pieces like that, but to be fair, I am in no way complaining about this, because I know what the state are for 99% of the plots when you take them over, but this one is actually in really good condition, so I'm in no place to complain really. It's in really good condition. It just needs a bit of tidy. So I think that's going to be the first step for me. So this was the big announcement for today. Again, I'm really sorry for the way I've teased you on the vlog. I've tried not to make it too long, so you know, you wanna. I'm sure that most of you don't actually care whatsoever, and for the one who do, I'm sure you kind of had the idea of where I was going with this surprise and this new project. So yeah, I just need to get started. I've taken all the measurements, as I've said. I've taken loads of pictures as well. So now I just need to go home, sit down and work out how I'm gonna organize the space in here. Big task, big task, but I'm ready for it. So hope you will follow me on this journey, and I'll see you on the next vlog. Take care. Bye.